Hi folks, welcome back to the Melting Horde. It's good to finally have this all melt down. So about 43 degrees. You can see my battery's all charged up there, my Energizer. Somewhere, I don't know, 4:15, 5.6 degrees Celsius. I don't know, 4:15, 4:30, something like that. Anyway, it is the 10th of March, Tuesday. So here we are. Let me show you what I'm up to. When you kind of suffer from a little attention deficit disorder like I do, you'll understand. But generally speaking, I have a tendency to suffer from a lot of attention deficit disorder. It's starting to drizzle out. I gotta get that bike back in the house. Anyway, yeah, I don't wanna break my back here, do any more damage than necessary. So I already shot a video of that guy. Let me show you what else I'm up to. Basically, in the basement, I got a pair of projects going on. Sorry for the darkness. I have that 1-inch live rear end that I'm working on taking apart, which once again should have taken 5 minutes, and I'm having all kinds of trouble, and you can see I've barely made any progress on it at all. Turns out when they put this together, I mean, the hub was no problem, it was already loose basically, but when they put this together, they really pound it on this key to drive it underneath the sprocket. What they did is they mushroomed the end of it here. So what I had to do was loosen this up and slide the whole thing back and then file it, and you could kind of see where it's a little shiny toward the end and toward this end, and even the top. And I had to keep doing that and sliding it back and forth until I finally got the sprocket loose, which is good news. Now I got to pry these out, and then these will come off. These appear to be tight, so there is a trick you can use once all this other stuff's out of the way. Once these are loose and all WD-40'd and all, you just slide a pipe on here that's longer than it needs to be. Then you could kind of take it and slam it down, and you'll get these to come apart. So I've been kind of going in and out, working on the 200X to 200S conversion, and when I need something, I'll come in and I'll work on this for a little while, and then kind of, oh, I got to get back to the other thing and go out and play for a while. So the good thing about doing it that way is it allows me to stop and think before I get out my 4-inch grinder and start cutting things apart. Particularly, I really need this. I don't need the sprocket, but I need the flange, so to speak, because I'm going to put a sprocket on that. I also need this flange, because this flange I'm probably going to put a brake caliper on there. So anyway, there's that project. Doesn't look like much, but I probably have an hour into it, an hour and a half. And also, I just want to show you one other thing I've learned with all these silly gel cells. You guys might go, oh, trivial, who cares? But if you actually take a minute and take note of this, it's important. You guys remember, right? I got this guy, that in the back, this one here, and this one here, all on one float charger, all on one of these Harbor Freight. I think I threw out the wrappers. I was in a cleanup mode. All on one of these Harbor Freight things, right? They cost $6 on sale, coupon, the whole bit. Anyway, I have all those on, and they've been charging for, they've been like this for a few days. Look how much current I'm drawing. 9.4 milliamps. They truly are float charging, right? So they're like, I'm using virtually no electrical power to keep all four of these completely charged. Got me happy as could be. This one here was one I was bringing back from the dead, right? And this one is on the far meter here, and it itself is down to, you see that 13.5 milliamps, give or take. It's up and down a little bit. There you go. Anyway, it's clocking a little bit, but come on, you should be around 13.5. I'll check the connections. It shouldn't be down quite that low. Well, here. Oh, it is down that low, right? Because when I push the button in to light that up, you can see it goes up. So this one here has fully charged, and it could join this to be like the fifth one on one float charger. Yeah, I showed you, right? So 4 of them. Okay, good. What I also got going on is these are some of the gel cells that came from the APC units. I got them floating around. This was one of 2, that one, and you can see its dead buddy on the ground over there. This guy here was virtually an open circuit, so I started it with 30 volts through a light bulb until it started drawing some current, and since then it's progressed to the point where it's on one of these, you know, Harbor Freight pieces of junk, and it's down to 35 milliamps. And I've found typically if they get down this low, as long as they're working their way downward, all is good. Its twin brother over there started up at like a half an amp. Worked its way down by pushing it with this thing and so forth. I got it to like 170 milliamps. But over a day or two, it climbed back up toward a quarter amp. So that one, theoretically, if I always force a charge on it, it'll take a charge. But unless they really start going down below 50 milliamps, they're really not float charging. I pushed the button a bunch of times, so you can see it keeps coming up. It'll gradually trickle its way down, so that's all good. And lastly, these two were in the APC that Joe gave me, and this battery is dead. I couldn't get it above 10 and change volts. It's got a dead cell. This one here showed some potential, and I got it on this meter here. Well, it might not be making it either. It seemed to be a little lower than that. Now it's climbing back up. So it might be another one that, as long as you're forcing a charge into it, it's taking it, but it'll never get to the point where it wants to float. So I'm going to leave it on there for, a day or so, see what happens. But it's come down a little bit, but you can see not as quickly as I'd like. So 2 things. This guy, it's got a little bit but I had it fully charged and it's been sitting here for 3 days, and you can see it's kind of dropped down. So unless I'm gonna put it on a continuous charge type situation, it's not gonna hold. It's just not gonna be any good. And one really doesn't want to use one of these guys, once again, one of these Harbor Freight guys, if the battery is not float worthy, because if the current climbs much above a half an amp, 250 milliamps, you're going to burn this thing out. So what you would have to do is keep it on a constant, like, light bulb charge, and I mean, it'll be there, like the jump pack will be there for when you want to use it. Like, I'm going to use it right now, but you can't, like, put it in your car and leave it there for a week and then hope that it's going to work. It just won't hold a charge that long, unless they float. And once again, like, 4 units drawing like 9.4 milliamps. That's a nice float. We're happy with that. Or this guy with the light on all the time, it's drawing like 11 milliamps. You know, unless they're going to get to that point, you really can't just leave them be on the float charger. I'm going to give this guy some more time. We'll see what happens with it. Oops. Yeah, it's nice that Harbor Freight gives me all these nice free meters. You guys could see it's like somewhere 160, 165 milliamps. If it works its way down, that means it'll come back to life. This guy here, I have a lot of hope for it. You know, now that's left less than 50 milliamps, it might just be a good one. Problem is, with all these mix and match batteries, it's hard to put them in an APC unit and a UPS unit and say, oh, look, I'm good. The smart power ones, the higher wattage ones, need 2 batteries, and I can't, like, put a little gel cell and a big gel cell. That won't be good. They really should be matched. These smaller ones just use 1 battery. All the ones I need batteries for really are the the bigger guys. So it'll be fun having spare gel cells around. I guess I can take one of them and pop it into there. Anyway, folks, I want to thank you for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up. Remember to enjoy all your days. So take care now.